visit St. Petersburg and Vladivostok, whereas the chairman of the Russian government usually visits Sochi for a similar forum, you know, just to bring the very same people to all events. That's why we're trying to redistribute that among ourselves. That said, this is a very important forum, and we'll keep supporting it, because this is yet another thread, another tie that brings us closer together with our friends and allies in the Arab world, in the Islamic world in general, and I think without exaggeration, I can say in our ties with the global south. You know, 3 questions in total. Let's have some respect for one another. Our friends from China. Xinhua, please. That sector, yes. Mr. President, good afternoon. Xinhua Agency, as you said on multiple occasions, Russian-Chinese relations are at the highest historical level. Just this year, Tu and President Xi have met twice, whereas next year 2 important anniversaries will be celebrated. First, 30 years since the establishment of relations of partnership and strategic interaction between Russia and China, as well as 25 years since the signing of the agreement on good neighborliness and cooperation. My question is, what's your take on the achievements of the Russian-Chinese strategic cooperation over the last 3 decades, and what's your vision for the next 3 decades? Well, from the outset, I would like to say that I view President Xi as a reliable friend as well as a stable partner, my reliable friend as well as a partner and an ally of Russia we can count upon. And probably this gives us the key to understanding the development of the ties between Russia and China. These relations are developing in a steady fashion. Of course, the agreements you've mentioned are important, namely the establishment of the strategic partnership, but most important is practice, what we're doing in our daily interactions across all avenues and all directions. We've cited some figures. The statistics from Russia and China vary a little bit, but on the whole, it's around 240, 250 billion US dollars. That's less than the countries of the EU taken together, but on a country-by-country basis, Russia ranks first with among China's trade partners. It's 240, 250 billion between China and Russia, but with EU, China has a 700 billion US dollars trade. But if you take individual countries, then of course Russia ranks first. Of course, China has very big trade with Japan, with the US, with South Korea. But if we look at Europe, then we'll see that Russia ranks first. And these relations are developing, entering into different spheres and domains, and what is a particularly source of joy for me, it covers high-tech, education, humanitarian ties, exploration of outer space. We cooperate. And this is something that testifies to the high level of trust between our countries. We even cooperate in the military field, and we conduct joint drills on a regular basis. Our strategic aviation carries out patrols on a regular basis, and the same goes for our joint drills on the ground. And I think it would be fair for me to underscore once again that Russian-Chinese cooperation is a significant factor of stability across the world. Our defense ministries are in constant contact. They coordinate on the issues of the current agenda. So I'm hopeful that this is the vein in which we will keep continuing our ties with our Chinese friends for the near future and for the more distant future. Let's take another question from the audience. Is that lady in blue next to you? Yes. Good afternoon. Mr. President, Evgenia Volgina, Moscow speaks. I've got a question about demographics in general. On multiple occasions, you've stated that birth rates are going down in Russia, even though the material stimuli are still very much present. There are benefits, there are allowances, special payments, but right now we've got a very small generation of women who are in the age of fertility, and once this demographic trough is going to be over, well, that is a subject of discussion among specialists in demographics. Moreover, young people are more interested in building their career and creating a cushion, and also that begs the question of what kind of measures for material stimulation can be envisioned by yourself, what can be done and adopted to push young people to create families and give birth